What's going on, everybody? Juice Bags here with the mighty Akanbar. What's going on, man?
Hello. Oh, not much, not much.
Poor Lalta has got to get him some hero health.
Yeah, he definitely does. That was a little painful at times, but
That's like the easiest anti-assassin trick: stack hero health. You know?
yeah, that and Sparkle Party.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Anyway, I think he's just about wrapped up. I actually I turned him off. Sorry, Lalta. I turned you off, man. So what do you think? You ready to run something here?
Yeah.
Figure we can just start off doing a little multi-building. You could take half, I'll take half, or whatever, and go from there.
All right, sounds good.
In fact, let me. I've been getting crazy amounts of messages this morning, so let me turn myself offline there on Steam.
I don't have that problem, fortunately.
Well, it comes and goes. You know, anytime
yeah.
there's anything teased with an update, people assume I have some inside information, which I never do.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't grab that, but I'm like the last person they're going to tell anything to because they know it's going to go straight on YouTube.
Yeah. I have to keep my mouth shut because little known thing, I am also part of our QA as well, so
I
I
actually
have to balance.
I just found that out this morning.
Yep. I'm also part of our QA, so I have to keep a fairly close watch on what I'm saying.
Oh
But
yeah, got to keep a lid on it. There's Twinkie. Spider Dan is here.
ah,
This is just a fun map. There's a few maps that I was happy got added into the rotation for Chaos 7.
yeah,
Now I could have done without Nimbus. I'm a little burnt out on Nimbus Reach, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. I'm a little burnt out on Buried Bastille.
Yeah. The only benefit you get from Bastille is having that much DU. It allows you to do some really silly things. And but the novelty of that wears off quick,
Yeah, Spider Dan, it's me.
So do you go by show or do you go by Akanbar?
Um, Mainly show.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I've been calling you the wrong thing, for God's sakes.
at you can call me Show or Akanbar. I can respond to either of them.
Let's see here.
Some people just find it kind of difficult to pronounce Akanbar, so I just tell them, call me Show.
Yeah, well, it works. We got the big host from Old Trendy Entertainment. Thank you very much there, Lalta. You are the best. So anyway, I've got Akanbar Show here with me today. I've got well, it's not a link, but I've got his Twitch channel information right there on screen. Make sure you swing on by and show him some love, pardon me, at some point here today. And really the Friday Invitational, ideally I would like to have guests of all sorts on. I'd like to one day maybe have some trendies on here and everything else, but my intention of starting this on Twitch was to really kind of show off some of the awesome DD2 streamers that are out there right now, and there's no shortage. Here's Xclant. Gobu's here. Gobu with the luck. We got train wheels screeching now. Sorry, a little ear bleeding going on there. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't put any flyer control on this side, but that lightning strike Zara goes up there pretty darn high.
Just put a flame more on top.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go, huh?
Yeah. You can. I always just put like 2 flame wars up here, and then you're good.
Side, thanks for the host there, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, that'll probably get it, I'm sure. Anyway, I was glad you could join me today. Excellent. Taking old Lalta out with the reflex.
Yeah, poor Lalta. Patty, I play pretty much every day. I've got a few hours under my belt.
Just a few.
Yeah.
What, you got 1600 Ascension or something along those lines? 1500?
1465 right now.
Yeah, that'll take a minute or two.
Yeah, I mean, I had, back when I first started playing in 2015, I had like, I put maybe like 100 hours into the game, which isn't, you know, too bad in its own right. And then when Trials started, that's when I fell for the trap, and 1100 hours later.
Oh yeah, I hear ya. I was actually kind of surprised it didn't. I mean, it doesn't feel like I've been playing the game this long. And I mean, I did the same thing when I very first started playing. I didn't play it very long. I played maybe a few days and then stopped for over a month, and then came back to it. And that was the first, right after the very first big character wipe, is when I finally jumped back in and became full-blown hooked.
Yeah. Lalta, it is actually the name of an old text-to-speech game that I used to play with some friends.
Ah.
It's still active today, as far as I know. I don't know how many people still play it, but yeah, I used to play it with a friend, and kind of was just... It's one of those names that is... Chances are it's not very taken.
That's funny how that works. That's actually why on YouTube and Twitter, for that matter, I'm Mr. Juicebags and not Juicebags. Somehow Juicebags was taken. I just don't get it.
Yeah, that one's kind of weird. You know, that one.
I looked into it, and it was actually a company. You know, those like camelback backpacks for like holding water or whatever. It's a company that made inserts for those full of juice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, you killing me here. How do you use the obelisk? Cue up Lonely Island song, and you throw it on the ground, man. Pretty easy to use. You can use it as a wall. You can use it as just a map-wide smite tower. Lots of uses for it.
Even utter destruction of anything in the area, including training dummies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I saw the 12 obelisk, and my first reaction was, that's a little high. Because I've done that with 8 in the tavern.
Yeah. Well, some other there was some other stacking involved with that as well. Besides that. So kind of funny how the old obelisk works. Excellent's been showing it off pretty wildly on stream, which I just can't do. I can't do it. I can't take the sad puppy face from Isom. Yeah, there's a lot of other stacking than that though. Excellent is basically what I was saying, but anyway, moving right along. Uh-oh. Gate lock's getting beat up. So what is one of the first questions I like to ask everybody is, what is your go-to hero deck? Like, what is the... Uh-oh. Oh, we're in trouble. Yeah. We got rolled. Yep. Oh, that's why we got rolled. I did not realize. Let me see here real quick. I lost a show. Oh, he must have disconnected. Well, I will keep plugging along here. Must have lost his interwebs there. That's alright. I'll queue up another one. I'm sure he will be right back. See, that's what it was there, Spider Dan. Your son jinxed us. Well, it happens. I mean, it's stormy down in that part of the world right at the moment, you know? Power company too strong. See if I can get him back in here. He hasn't come back online yet. Oh, but he will. Camp Council, thank you very much for the host. I do appreciate it. Yeah, it's all good there, show. I mean, God knows I've had my my share of connection problems. I'll do a little meta grind in here for you guys. Hopefully Akanbar can get his power back on, but you know, what can you do? Mother Nature says no. This will probably do it. Let's see here. Got 40 left. What do we want to do with 40? Who do I have in my deck? We got a Gobu up in there. There's a Gobu in here. Do I even have anything on this? Yeah, there's some stuff on it. I knew today was going too smoothly. Oh, it's no big deal, man. It happens. Happens to all of us. We're all at the mercy of our power. The power companies even got more juice than the cable company or the internet provider, you know? Without the power, we go nowhere. Let me see something here real quick. Thanks there, Cryo. I appreciate it. Let's see. Did I get round? Did I get round while I was tabbed out? Does not look like it. We're gonna have a special guest to the special guest weekend here. And here he is. Oh my god, it's Sidewalk Hero.
Whoa. What?
We'll
Hello?
get,
Who's this?
It's that guy from over there. I swear I'm still disappointed when I went up to Whistler they didn't know where you lived.
Wow. You think they would, right? I've known them my whole life, and that's the treatment I get.
I mean, what the heck?
How's that? Oh my goodness. How's that stream going? I mean, before the DC, of course.
Oh, it was going great. I was wondering, you know, why the first few waves went so smoothly. But you get that you get that whole defenses go down to 0 worth when their creator goes away.
I had that happen earlier. I'm playing with Gobu right now. Gobu DC'd and the wall just instantly died.
Oh yeah.
It was made of toothpicks.
You guys hacking up the team leaderboards again? You giving Gobu?
Oh man.
You giving Gobu on the score side?
That's right. I'm boosting Gobu right now.
What the heck?
That's going in the team leaderboards. You just wait. I think it's already most.
He's on every one for team. Well, I've been not to give to take away any of Gobu's competition, but I've been talking trash about his team scores. I'll be honest.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
They are rigged. It should have.
Have you tried team once yet?
I haven't, because I know
there's actually a couple more point things on there, so if they look higher, that would be why.
I did look. Well, no, I looked at the point things. It's just the system is.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah.
It's solo plus.
Right. I mean, it would be cool. Like a team, in my mind, the team leaderboards, if 2 people set a team score, they should be right there, tied for first, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
at the very least, like, include, the name with, like, the person who got the top score, or have everyone's contributions worth it. Because right now, like, I can't... It's solo plus. Like, if I take any kills, it detracts from Gobu's score.
Right.
If I build, it does. If I upgrade too many things and stuff like that, it's just a bunch of random stuff. So I'm running around being pure utility, trying to pad the fact that all the mobs are 20% stronger now.
Yep.
Light Rain, my scores didn't get saved. No.
I was
sadly,
gonna.
C7 is gone.
I was gonna try to get my name on some of the Xbox leaderboards the other night, and then Ice said that there was a problem with the saving of the scores, and not to waste my whole evening.
I was so sad. The worst part is, like, I did it in one stream, whenever it was, and I did like two C3 maps, and then like 6 C7s or 5 C7s or something like that. The C3s made it on, but none of the C7s did. So if I hadn't put it off and done the Chaos 3s, I might be on there for a couple.
Oh. It's fun how those work though, because the C7s, they're straight up, you gotta practice it. I mean, it's gonna take not only the RNG from the bosses, but it's definitely, you know, it's hard to do. It's hard to be perfect, you know, with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially like in my situation where, I mean, I am not shy. I'll jump in the water. I don't care. If I fall off the edge, whatever. You know, but you just can't do that. But getting the timing and everything down, and then the scroll issue too. Like, I have to, when I go for them, I have to run a stopwatch on a separate monitor. And, you know, that's no fun. I want to see it. I want to see it on screen, you know?
Yeah, it got me thinking that too. Like, there should be just like a match timer going, just at like the top corner or something of the screen.
Yeah.
Maybe something in your options you can toggle on and off.
Oh, that'd be cool as hell. I even thought about the initial build. I'm not sure how that stuff works. I gotta talk with Argic maybe, but I think some of those overlays that people use for speedruns could end up being very helpful in the scoring department.
That's true, yeah.
But to be honest with you, I have no clue how that stuff works.
Well, it looks like he's got like
I don't know. He's got some sort of like thing, the button off the keyboard. It looks like, because I always see him reaching over every time he's like doing a split.
Right.
I've been watching his speedruns a lot recently, actually.
They're entertaining.
I mean, it's pretty fun, yeah.
Then those games are fun to do. You know, I mean, nobody can deny it. Sonic's fun as hell. Who doesn't? Who doesn't enjoy that? It's like the original platformer, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or not the original platformer, but the original platformer that people became heavily addicted to.
Everyone just wants to go fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can't say I blame them. It's alright, Side. I know you weren't prepared for this, but I ask you some of the tough questions that I was going to ask. Akanbar or Show. So
this will be extra tough. I have to focus so much right now.
So when you're not on stream,
all I do is play bubbles.
When you're not on stream and you're just playing, what's your go-to hero deck? Who's the 4 that you just always put in there if you're just grinding it out?
Recently, it's just been like Adept and Initiate since the Adept came out. But that's because I've been grinding for weapons and stuff, and then I just do your standard meta Flame Aura, LSA, substitute the Adept walls.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the meta for a reason. If it ain't broke, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you know, I'm always meta grinding. The challenge turns into how many runs per hour you can get into when you're just doing it solo, you know?
There's a leaderboard we need.
How many runs per hour? or how fast to run?
Like,
that would be cool
wins
if
per
there
hour
was,
or something.
If there was even just run speed, you know, some kind of speed run thing. I talked to you about that when I was asking you about your campaign playthrough to see how long it would take. I think that would be fun. I mean, obviously you're going to have to dedicate some hours to it, but it would be fun to do a campaign speed run and just see how fast, you know, you can get through it.
Yeah, that could be really fun. You know who's put some thought into something like that, and not necessarily just campaign like all of Chaos though. The Saint has been bringing that up every now and then.
That would be tough to do a speed run through all of Chaos, because then it's going to be so RNG based, you know.
Yeah, it might not be like an actual speed run, but more like a lowest ascension kind of dealie or something like that, you know.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true. Lowest ascension in. I did pretty good on the Xbox. I got my first Chaos 7 win solo at 128, I think it was.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. It's a lot faster than when I did it the other time.
I tried to get Trendy to turn off my ascension, and they laughed at me. They're like, "Shut up, man! Just don't assign your points."
Nah, it's such a hassle, though.
We're not turning off your ascension. And I mean, I understand. You can just do it and not put any points in, but I want to see the low number on the screen, you know?
For sure. Well, were you doing it like you just didn't want Ascension at all, or?
Well, I was just trying to prove the point about how, you know, the milestones with Ascension, like getting to Ascension 60 and then maybe getting to Ascension 210, are really...
I see. So you...
I mean, getting to Ascension 210 is all, in my opinion, it's almost a bigger milestone than getting to like the cap. You know, I mean,
oh, for sure.
You're going to be able to do anything in the game at 210. You're going to have no problems at all. You know.
Oh, for sure. 60 and then 210. I agree 100% with what you say. So like the two big ones, and after that, it's all gravy.
Yeah. Lalta telling me again. Shut up, man. Just don't assign your points.
But then you gotta like figure out how much you got versus how much you had before, and you're all thinking about it. Ah, what a pain.
It was, you know, I mean, I shoot a lot of, well, now it's Lalta's turn for all of my ridiculously absurd requests from Trendy. I usually send all those to Isom, you know, and Isom rarely would just smack me down and say, just shut up, you know. But I kind of got the feeling he wanted to on that one. Gobu says Akanbar's voice is so hot.
Wow. I
There
agree.
you go. It's the sidewalk show version. It's Akanbar is here in spirit.
Akanbar. How does it say Akanbar? Akanbar?
Oop, he's actually back.
I mean, how do I say it?
He said he just goes by
Really
show.
good at it. Show.
Looks like he's
I
back
can't-
online. He must have got his power back. He's back in Discord anyway.
Ooh, soon. You mean he's gonna stop doing his sidewalk impressions soon?
He's gonna stop his sidewalk impressions. I'll have to re-ask him that one. All right, I'll get question number 2 out of you though.
Oh.
And this one, this one it's just so much opinion. It's hard to pick for me personally. It's hard to actually give an answer. But so, what's your favorite wall in the game?
Oh man, why? Can I still say volcano? It's not a wall anymore.
Well,
probably the bubble wall. It's for obvious reasons the most interesting to me.
yeah.
The reason I find it the most pretty obvious, like the bubbling effect and all that.
Oh, I agree with you there. It definitely opens up a lot of possibilities with other build types too.
It's just so different.
Absolutely. And I haven't had, of course we had the old issue back in the Chaos 5 days where sometimes a Lady Orc would come down on the wrong side of the bubble wall. I actually haven't had that happen since then, I don't think.
I think I was thinking about that the other day too, actually, and I think it's just we got used to dealing with it, and it's just kind of a second nature thing to accommodate for it, and with stronger builds you get less build up and all that.
Right. Absolutely.
We're just so strong now.
Let me see if show is back online in Steam. Not yet.
Jybox says Lavamancer or Mystic. Yo, Lavamancer. I'll tell you Mystic. But Lava Dude. Just saying. It's hot stuff.
They're just so hard. It's so hard to make a call between those two. They both have just such huge strong points.
Oh, for sure. I've got a soft spot for the Lavamancer, but I think most people are going to say Mystic, and then she's got a lot of obvious strong points too that differentiate her from other heroes, whereas like the Lavamancer gets kind of similar to others.
Yeah. Well, it's
not any worse, but
it's a flavor of the month thing too.
Oh, for sure.
We're like right now with the Mystic issues, there's a lot of people wanting to use Mystics all of a sudden.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
This one, Partech, is the one I like the best so far out of the changes. There wasn't actually very many changes with the canisters. But this particular one, if I could find a good one, this one's a blue. If I could find a legendary one that I could actually do an honest comparison, it's actually really, really good. But the problem is charged shot just doesn't go off enough. And of course, as I say that, it goes off like 4 times in 3 seconds.
You've got the HDMI cable one.
Yeah. The charge.
Yeah, that one. I'm sorry.
If the charge shot went off more, this thing would be insanely OP.
I agree. It'd be so good.
It's hitting for
really
like 20 some million. It's just, it's a ridiculous number that it's laying out there. It's just, it doesn't do it enough,
Well, I wonder, could you just hold down those 2 all the time? Do it
that's actually a thought. How long? If you think about it, how long does it take it to fully charge? 3 seconds?
Maybe not even.
That's actually an interesting thought.
Then you get another damage shard that way too. The weapon. Because you don't need a charge shot if you're doing it all manually.
It looks like it's only maybe just a couple seconds. That is interesting. That's gonna, if I could find a decent one of these, that's definitely gonna get a little testing from me.
Yeah, all these. There's like, I think only 3 of them that changed as far as I know. That one, the Protonic Diffuser, and then the sword one. What was it? The Buster or whatever.
Yeah.
The Protonic Buster. Like those 3 are the ones that changed.
That one, the
as far as I know.
Mervtronic is the one that got the biggest changes, and it. I don't know. I just don't like that can, to be honest with you. But I'm not a fan of the scatter shot type stuff.
Yeah, same. It's interesting, and it's actually. I'm wondering. I only have a blue one, and it's firing at like 1.5 shots per second. But the dev post said 1 per second.
Yeah.
So, is that
it got a
bug,
last.
Or is it just because my blue one's different than an orange one, or is it just?
No, I think it got a little last minute buffage there.
Alright, but just in case, don't tell Lalta.
Yeah, Lalta would never hear such a thing.
For sure.
He could potentially still be here watching.
As far as like the other like standard canisters go, though, I don't know if any of them changed standard like pole arm and that. And
Right. None of the... I went through all of them the night before, and most of the standard canisters didn't get changed at all.
okay.
Now, their heat reduction got changed, but it looked like that was about it. Some of the, there's
Did it get
other
better or
stuff.
worse, or?
It got better. On quite a few cans, the heat reduction got better.
Well, that's really good because like McManus was kind of the king for heat reduction too
Oh,
for
yeah.
the longest time, and now this will at least give variety to maybe AP builds.
Yeah, give some options.
Whereas maybe McManus might still be the top for hero damage. I don't know. But...
You know, it's funny. I haven't heard anybody call this one the HDMI cable.
yeah.
That's a
But
good
at first
one.
I was like, man, that looks like some sort of like a DVI cable or something, and I just looked up video cables, and it's actually just an HDMI cable.
Akanbar says he's not yet, but they know what happened. Hopefully, gets a little juice going here soon. Gots to have the power. Spike blockades down. I guess that's what happens when you ignore siege rollers, huh? It's insane, the impact on the siege rollers. It almost feels like this one could potentially have some kind of crushing damage in the mix, because it hits siege rollers really, really hard when the charge shot goes off. When the charge shot doesn't go off, it seems like it's not doing anything.
We've got some like 12 projectiles to 40 or something like that.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, it's got the full spread. What's going on there?
Actually, yeah, you
Kudos?
should have a shot, like take a roller down with just charge shots on that thing.
Oh, it's beast.
Or if
I
you
mean,
have already, I missed it. 'Cause
yeah, 2 shots, 2 charge shots wipes a roller out.
on the what you call it, the grid locker.
Yep.
Really?
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
That's insane. I mean,
So,
like,
I mean, when
know,
you look at it that way, if you manually, you know, queued up the charge shot, I mean, you could take a roller out really, really quick. I mean, not that you couldn't the other way before, you know.
But even left like a McManus, right? If you didn't get those crits, but with so many projectiles and what you call it, a grid locker, it's almost guaranteed to get the damage it needs to take it out in 2 shots. Whereas, you know, it could take 3 or 4 from a McManus or McDougar, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, I would love to get a legendary version of this one, though, and play around with it a little, because I mean, the McManus is, you know, on the dummy, straight up just spam fire like I tend to do. The McManus is still coming out on top.
Oh, yeah.
However, this one definitely has a bit of a cool factor, and it makes you feel a little bit more robotic.
That's for sure.
Although the McManus and the McDougars are both straight from the Mega Man, you know. This one just really feels awesome when you use it. The charge shot is also a little bit derpy. Sometimes it goes off in random directions on this one, which is kind of strange. But it does just completely annihilate lanes. And even though it doesn't penetrate the mobs... Ooh, I didn't think about that. Auto Meow plus a manually charged shot. Well, I didn't. I just used my Auto Meow, but I'll do a manually charged shot here.
The pieces
Yep,
are coming
2 of 'em.
together.
Two manually, you know, charged secondaries. Takes a roller out. Confirmed.
That wasn't with the pedal, was it?
No, I used the pedal on
I
the
mean,
one up
even if
top.
it was, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's
No,
without
okay,
the pet.
I just watched it there. Oh,
I'm thinking with the.
I mean, that's strong.
With the pet, that should be one. You know, you'd think one shot.
It's only like 2 seconds charge. Spider-Man saying 1.5 to 2 seconds. That's 2-second roller takedown.
Oh yeah.
Because you already have the first one prepped.
Nothing wrong with that. Hopefully I get another roller here now. Let's see. Oh, there's one. Outstanding. More rollers. So this is the one. I always forget the name of it. The Gibbler's 45th Grid Locker. Now as you see, this is not the highest quality item I'm using here. So, I mean, if Trendy could flip the Gibbler's 45th Grid Locker switch for me, I'd love to get a couple of legendary ones to play with today, you know. Not sure if they do that, but boy, that would be awesome.
Just hook us up.
I'd like 4 of these, please.
Each of these stack combos.
So let's see. We'll get
You know what?
we'll get Sidewalk. We'll give him tough question number 3.
Oh goodness, I never signed up for this.
Just so you guys know, this was complete ninja. I said, "Hey, Side, can you pop in here real quick?" This was not. So Side is not. He is not prepped and prepared for any of this. All right,
I haven't even done my makeup yet today.
What's your favorite map?
Oh god, dude.
You can only pick one.
Why would you do this to me?
That's a hard one too.
That's a really hard one. I would love to see the new Yeti map as a defense, because it might end up being that one. Just like the layout's really interesting, but I can't tell if that's because I think it's interesting or if it's just because of the new factor, you know?
It is pretty awesome. I love that map. Well, I love being able to do absolutely ridiculous stuff and actually have a chance of success. You know, nothing more awesome than that.
There's a lot of interesting like tower placement and stuff. One of my favorite things to do, and you can thank Partak for this one. He got me to play archers on that map. And there's so many spots for like
big time
good use of archers on it. It's insane.
There's a lot of really good spots, and I mean, of course, the archers. It's all about making use of both sides. And I mean, you're right. There's just a ton of really, really good spots for that.
Just in case, I'll give the answer. The other answer would be Crumbled Bulwark, I think, the one you're on now.
Nice.
I don't know. There's something about it. I just like it. Maybe it's just the fact that it has like 300 mana to upgrade with, but...
Is it that's what I was going to ask. Is it the DU, or is it because of the good feels from Ramparts in DD1?
You know, I've played so much more DD2 than DD1. I don't think I have much of this nostalgia factor for it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair.
It's just, it does things differently than a lot of maps with, you know, the amount of DU, the flyer lanes are a little different, the variability and kind of builds you can set up based on like grouping things together and all that. I don't know. I find it interesting for those reasons. But remember, like, I'm not sure. You're giving me a really tough question here that I didn't have time to think about, so.
Oh, that's definitely a hard one, there's no doubt.
But it might be that one. That's one I think of often when it's asked.
Let's see.
Oh!
Give Microwave a little love here. Oh, there we go. Akanbar is returned. Let me see if there we go. We got Akanbar. We got Show and Sidewalk Hero now. It's a win.
Hi. I don't think we've talked before.
No, we actually have not.
Let's keep it that way. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm gonna hop out here because it's your show, but yo, I hope I kept the seat warm for you. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Yeah. I'm hop outie.
All right, Side. Thanks, man.
Ah, thanks for having me for a short bit.
Well, welcome back. Glad the power company decided to be nice to you.
Well, it's funny. Apparently, I didn't even know this, but the transformer outside my house apparently has 5 houses on it, and one of them had a problem right at the main breaker, and so they just pulled the plug like it's no big deal, you know. Didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting there. I went through, checked everything on my end, and I'm like, all right, well, let me call the power company. And then turns out they knew about it, and the deal was it was intentional. And I'm just like, okay.
Don't you love it when they do those things?
Yeah, it kind of sucked.
I get that quite a bit here where I live, and it's, I mean, I told you before we started stream, the cable company here is kind of a little bit dated. And that's my ISP, you know. And you know, I do these late night streams a lot, and you know, now I understand if you're going to shut down your service, the best time to do it is going to be late at night. But, I mean, at least a warning would be nice. You know, when I start streaming at 11 o'clock or midnight, and at 12:30 or 1 o'clock they kill the power, it's just like, oh, come on.
Yeah, if they were going to take like 5 minutes more, I was going to say, all right, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to the generator. I was going to actually go outside, fish our generator out of
Fired up.
and fire it up.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all good. Like I said, it happens. Side was kind enough to pop in and join for a moment. That way people didn't have to listen to my psycho babble nonstop with no breaks.
Yeah, I had it up on my phone, and I'm just sitting there slightly disgusted at the fact that this was completely out of my control. Like, it's so funny because we normally have power problems here every once in a while because, you know, we get tornadoes and pretty decent storms here. So, I mean, you know, due to an outage because of Mother Nature, I can understand. No big deal. I mean,
right.
Generally, I wouldn't be streaming during that. But then this happened, I'm just like...
When it's a man-made outage, it's just irritating.
Yeah, it's very irritating.
No doubt. Lucuto says, don't go outside. It's scary. There's people out there. It's you know, I've got the same issue. Actually, I've got really bad issues with that. Just the town I live in up here in coastal Washington is just really, really old. You know, and the infrastructure is old. So, I mean, the wind blows too hard and the power goes out, and, you know, it's just about anything.
I used to have that problem with Comcast. And the running joke was Pidgey used Gust against Comcast, and it was super effective. No joke, the wind would blow, and I would actually lose 95% of my speeds on internet.
Yeah. I get it. I get the same thing, too. You know, I just had a stream just this last week that I ended up... I was going to go like 3 or 4 hours, ended up only just going 2 hours because the bit rate just dropped through the floor, you know. Oh! Let me look down here for any loot that was left previously. Which Chaos tier? Yeah, this charged shot is in Chaos 7 for sure.
Yep.
So, alright, I'll back it up. Right before you disconnected, I was about to start with the awkward questions.
Alright.
So the first one is when you're just playing and, you know, say it's just you having fun with friends or whatever, what's your go-to hero deck?
Go-to hero deck. Main number one is Squire. Squire is my favorite hero, like just straight off the bat. I do keep the monk. I've actually been using a lot of EV2 as of late, and then the fourth one. Now, see, that's the tough one because I mean, I pick anything from like Dryad to Mystic or Gumwitch. I mean, lately it's just been Gumwitch, just because super strong CC for her. So.
Oh yeah, the Gunwitch is, you know, it's kind of funny. Before before the game actually officially released, you didn't enter many matches and not see somebody on a gun witch. Because she is just insanely fun to play. I mean, besides the CC and her abilities and capabilities, it's just a fun play style. You know, I mean, who doesn't want to jump around and fly? You know, just good stuff.
Yeah, she's she used to be my main hero, like, in terms of, because I wasn't using Squire as much as I do now. Like, I always try to give every single hero at least one chance.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I love every single hero. The only one I kinda am a little bit disappointed on is Abyss Lord, just because of I don't like the way the playstyle of him. But I mean, you know, he's a good hero.
Oh yeah.
So I can't really demerit him just because I don't like him.
Oh, I hear you. I mean, that's when people ask me, you know, what hero should I get next, or what's my first hero? No, I mean, my personal favorite is the EV2. So I finally just gave in. I actually didn't give anybody an answer to that for like a year. And then when it got to the point where I was just being asked that so many days, I finally just said, it's like, all right, well, if it was me, I would get the EV2, but realize that's biased because it's my favorite hero.
Yeah.
But there really is no wrong answer. I mean, all the heroes are good for sure.
Yeah.
And anyone that plays the game all the way through, you're going to end up wanting all of them. So it's just, it's not a matter of who you should get next, or it's not a matter of who you should get. It's in what order do you want them, you know?
Yeah, my general answer is, if you're close to C6, EV helps quite a bit with reflect beams. Otherwise, choose whomever you want.
Yeah. Oh, another legendary Tinkerers. Dang it. I want a legendary version of this canister so bad. It refuses to drop for me.
Yeah, I need to mess around with some of the new canisters since they redid them.
I mean, it's just for flavor, to be honest. I think the McManus, it's going to be hard not to just go right back to the McManus.
I actually prefer McDougars.
Do you? I mean,
Yeah,
McDougars does more single target damage. You know, it's just the charged shot doesn't pierce is the only thing. But it hits like a truck. I think old Spider Dan prefers the McDougars as well. He will, I'm sure he'll correct me in chat and tell me what the names of the cans are really supposed to be.
Oh, but yeah, I definitely, like, I've messed with both McManus and McDougars, and McManus is really nice. I prefer McDougars overall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 4 per second. It goes, the shots land where you aim them, you know, instead of spraying around. It's hard to deny it for sure. Or there he goes, the X-Buster. The X-Buster is the Mega Man name of the McDougars, or where it came from. Or no, the X-Buster is the McManus, pardon me. Yep. And then I can't remember the name of the other one. I'm sure he will let me know.
I actually do have a AP build for my other EV Partech. I actually have both builds, one for hero damage and one for ability power.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to play around with both. You can do big burst damage on an ability power EV.
Yeah, I hold about 5 mil for about 30 on her, so it's not bad at all.
Heck
like,
yeah.
It's actually super good.
Or McDougars is the Mega Buster. McManus is the X Buster. There we go. You got to understand, Dan. Back in the Mega Man days, you know, I was a kid, and I was not a very good one. There was lots of booze and everything else going involved. Oh, the teenage years. Gotta love them. So, alright, now what do you think, if you had to pick a favorite map, what's your favorite map?
Ooh, that's actually a good one. I'd actually have to say Greystone. Greystone Plaza.
Greystone is an awesome map, that's for sure. What makes you like Greystone the most, you think?
It. I know it's gonna sound weird, but it honestly is the perfect place to experiment, like with just random builds at times, because it's just the right amount of DU for whenever I'm doing random stuff, and it also, you know, gives me just enough room to where I've got a lot of stuff where it takes up a lot of room. I've got just the right amount, you know. It honestly feels really good to me overall.
It is. It's a fun map. That, of course, is is one of the ones that's been around for a while, and it's nice that it was brought into the higher chaos tiers for sure. Super fun. I don't know why, and mine is kind of RNG oriented. Back when Temple of Necrotic first came out, I had the most unrealistic stretch of good luck on that map, that all I wanted to do was that map. So that one kind of became my favorite since it's been out.
Yeah, that one's a pretty good one too. I like Temple of the Necrotic a lot. There's only one map that I just don't really like anymore, and that's Buried Bastille.
Yeah. Buried Bastille, I think that they, I mean, it was nice that Trendy recognized that people weren't playing that map, and they wanted to make a change to get people to play that map. But part of it, in my opinion, I think people weren't playing it not because it was too hard. They were playing it because the rewards weren't good enough, and it took so long.
Overall, my main problem with the map was the fact that, you know, if they would have gave us the full starting mana, like just the full 1250 from the get-go, it would have made it a little major difference in the map, because having to build over 2 rounds was really annoying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. See, did I get anything good there? Doesn't look like anything good dropped. See, the chat wants to know what your favorite pet is.
Favorite pet? That's actually a tie between Dragolich and Automeow.
That would be the same for me as well. They're just both awesome.
Yeah, like Dragolich is super strong, but Automeow is so good as well.
It's you know, when you look at each one's abilities, I mean, it almost boils down to whether you're playing in a group or playing solo. I mean, now, Don't get me wrong, you know, Drago, when you're playing solo, you're buffing all your towers too. So that's huge, you know. But the Automeow is just awesome. I use Automeow all the time.
Yes.
That, and they both look cool.
Yeah, they both look really good. Though in a close third is my Narwagon.
Gotta have that Narwagon, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Who was it? There was somebody that was a big Narwagon fan way back. I can't remember. Maybe they're not playing anymore. But I remember talking to them on the forums one day, and they had like some ungodly amount of them as soon as it became available with Defender medals.
I would believe it.
I mean, it's a good pet. It was the go-to tank pet for a long time. Let's see, what do we got left?
Yeah, I've still got one of the original ones from the monthly with magic resist on it. I'm never getting rid of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've got that one as well. I right at that time, I was going back and forth quite a bit between the PC and the PS4, and then I'm sure you remember all the forum rage back then. The PS4 was a little bit, or quite a bit behind in the game, like 6 months or so worth of updates, and I ended up I had about the same amount of hours into both platforms, and finally just said to hell with it and just stayed just with PC for a year or whatever. But I remember that Narwagon Monthly and thinking, oh, I better hop back onto the PS4 and make sure I get that pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when Gobu says that's when it had the crazy reflect.
Yeah. Now the elemental damage pets have it now.
Yeah. That's I was playing around with one of those earlier. It's amazing how much you can stack up and reflect damage between the various retribution type things and then that pet. Just ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially since the pet can crit, it is silly.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Alright, so here's one for you. If there was one thing that you could change, or that you could just flip a switch and would be different in the game, what do you think that would be?
Easily pets. I would love to see a pet rework done. Some of the ideas that I've come across that me and my chat have bounced around every once in a while that would be fairly balanced. One of them was, instead of stats, it actually had like 2 to 3 shard slots for generic use shards. For instance, Bulwark, Worm Scarf, Mana Capacitor, something along those lines where it's completely generic use and allows you for a little bit more diversity whenever you're building or whenever you're trying to DPS on a hero. Because if you look at some of the shard slots, like some of them are always going to be used for like Worm Scarf and Bulwark. Why not shift them to like a pet spot where you could actually, build more effectively with these hybrids, make it to where you can have a Huntress with all of the damage bonus shards and also be able to survive a hit or two.
That'd be insanely cool if you could shard pets. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yep, I just sent my nuke pet ability right into a little goblin.
Oh.
I hate it when I do that. No, I don't use any crit damage on that Monk Partek. It's actually the only hero in the game that I don't use hero crit on. Just because I want ability power and hero damage, because I want a Chi Blast and have that big nuke, nuke ability from the pet. So yep, it's the only hero that I just don't go hero crit. Now of course I got the hero crit in Ascension, but that's marginal compared to what you get from gear.
I actually run a hybrid build on my Adept right now. That's pretty fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I use every single piece has at least ability power on it because I am using the Arc Shielding Shard.
Yeah.
Because it's effectively another health pool if you've got enough ability power.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah, I've got like 150,000, and I can tank just as much damage as my Squire does with almost 400,000.
That's awesome. I'm using that shard as well. However, I haven't tried a hero damage ability power adept yet. It'd be fun to play around with.
Yeah, it's really fun for whenever you're, not worried about trying to super mark everything through your bubble and stuff like that.
Right.
And you just use your left click damage. It actually works out fairly well.
Well, that, and one of the things with the adept is charge shot. Of course, pierces targets, which means it marks targets in a pack. So if you had hero damage, it would actually make that shard useful instead of just using it. Like, I use it, but I'm just using it to mark targets. So that would definitely help out a little bit. Now, part of my problem is, although the bubble is just amazing, I find myself spamming that chain lightning constantly. I just cannot stop hitting the button. It's the coolest ability ever.
Yeah, it's definitely really, really good.
Alright, let's see what else we got for you here. If you could pick one builder that was your main builder, who would it be?
One builder.
That's a
I'd have
tough
to
one.
say Lavamancer. I'd honestly have to say Lavamancer. Granted, he's, you know, versus EMP orcs, he's a little bit weak in that department just because of I'd have to have multiple volcanoes in order to help counter that. But overall, probably Lavamancer. He's by far he's really fun to build with, especially his Fisher's Oil Geyser. And Volcano is just silly right now, just with a medallion and Mega Rock, especially if you've got something that's high health that's surviving. Mega Rock does things.
Oh, it's a punch to the face. There's no doubt about that. The Lavamancer too, one of the nice things is there's just so much synergy between the defenses. I mean, having oil and fire is just,
Yeah.
you know, a natural combination. Lady Orc's getting all uppity over here.
I need to start playing with you more. I'm getting good legendaries constantly.
Well, that's how it works with me. I don't know if you've heard my whining before, but I have got the worst RNG luck ever. And everybody that plays with me just has stuff rain from the sky. It's just how it works.
I used to have that same problem. Rawfair, he used to run with me a lot, and he got some of the most ridiculous relics that I've seen. Me, meanwhile, would just have absolutely nothing drop.
Yep. Omni does that to me. He's just constantly getting just all the fat loot, and it just seems like if it takes, you know, if it takes anyone else like 10 runs to find an item, it takes me 100. That's just how it is. And I jump in the water too damn much. So as far as, you know, I know you've talked about how much you like playing the Adept here since her release. Overall, who do you think is your favorite DPS hero?
Squire. He's extremely tanky, especially when you're running Provoke on cooldown, and then while you've got Provoke up, you've got extra free DPS just sitting there.
Oh yeah.
I used to actually main Huntress back in Nightmare 4, but that got changed when Trials started. Like I liked the Huntress, but I just couldn't, you know, really do a whole lot on her. And then somebody introduced me to the Reflect build, and I'm just like, okay, I think I found what I want to do now.
Oh, it's definitely a lot of fun. A lot of people don't, you know, the Squire goes unappreciated in that aspect because they'll look at the, you know, everybody wants to beat up the dummy, you know, and you look at the DPS on the dummy, but that's not what you're getting in the match. In the match, you're getting all that Reflect, and it's just vicious.
Well, not only that, my Squire right now is doing like 4 mil on the training dummies without reflecting, which is
That's
really
pretty good. Is that hero damage or ability powers?
Yeah, full hero damage with Provoke.
Nice. That's how I've got my Squire built right now too. But it is, you can't deny the cool factor from Unholy Fire though. Even though you don't quite get the same numbers, it is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, Lalta. I just had issues with the electric company. I'm all good.
Damn power company's got to flex every now and then, you know.
Yeah.
Sidewalk says, Squire's the best. Anyone that disagrees is just a hater.
Yeah. I'm extremely happy. Overall, Easily Squire has just been like ever since Trials launch. Squire has been easily one of my favorites to run with. Granted, Monk is definitely up there as well.
Yeah, the Monk's a lot of fun. The Monk's definitely on my list as far as top heroes as well. Now, part of the deal with me is I'm not, just in all games I play, I'm never a melee guy. I always play ranged. And, you know, and of course that passes over to DD2 as well. And although I do get, you know, I get up there a little bit with the Monk, I still, you know, I'm chi blasting. And I may run up in their face, but I run away really quick too.
Yeah, I don't know the meaning of running away quick. Unfortunately, that means a lot of deaths, but a lot of the times it's actually worth it for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all about, you know, there's no wrong way to play the game. You know, it's however you want to play it is the best way to play it.
Yep, that's one of my favorite things about this.
Slico got the legendary canister that I've been looking for. It's all right, man. I want everybody to have one to play with, not just me. It'd just be nice if I'd get one at some point this year.
All right, what you still need? Looks like a Skyguard.
Yeah, I think I'd probably get it. I think we got lots of overkill.
yeah, just slightly. But we haven't added overkill over here yet.
Might as well, you know. There's no such thing as overkill.
Well, I mean, there's no kill like overkill. It's always the best kind of kill.
Oh, yeah. I don't care if it's only got 1 million health. I want to hit it for 10 million. That's just how it is. Let's see. How can we overkill more? All this DU.
I do have 8 well, no. Yeah, I do got 8 mystics set up with Empowering Blasphemy. I mean, we can go overkill if we really want to.
Lalta's just teasing me now. Says he found something in the code, juicebags.canisterget 2019. It's like, oh, terrible. Just terrible. I have terrible luck with the EV getting the cans, and it's, you know, it's my favorite hero, so that's just how it works. If it's the item you're looking for, it's going to drop last, you know.
Oh, yeah. Believe it or not, up until last week, I did not have a legendary McDougars. I was running with a mythical one. And
really?
And I finally got one last week.
It takes a while on the EV. I mean, that's one of the, you know, it seems like the Huntress, you know, of course the Huntress and Apprentice have the same shot types. But it seems like the Huntress, the Apprentice, and the EV are the hardest to find weapons for.
It's just because they're so specific on what kind of shot type we're after.
Yeah. And, you know, and it all comes down to what you like and how you want to play, you know. Side says until yesterday he didn't have a legendary McManus. I've actually had a lot of luck with the McManuses. Now, I also have grinded just a bazillion maps trying to find one. But I've gotten several over the, you know, since Trials started. So I'm lucky in that department, and McDougars too, for that matter. I've had a few legendary McDougars drop, but like I said, on the same note, it's just, you know, I've played so many matches with an active EV. You'd think I'd just have bags full of canisters sitting around.
Yeah, I used to have I had a screenshot of back in C5 when I was actually running EV and AP EV, and I was just looking for, you know, I was testing to figure out which one I wanted to run for it. The screenshot had a bag full of canisters that I had gone through because none of them I liked, and I was still missing like one shot type, and I think that was McManus.
Yeah, well, you know, that's how it goes. The one you want, you know, especially with an ability power EV, at that time anyway, there was nothing that burned heat like the McManus did. It was the one, you know. Right, let's see what else we got here for you. See, I didn't ask you about walls yet, I don't think. What is your favorite wall in the game? Or blockade?
Okay, specifically blockades, because I was going to say if not, then flamethrowers. But if we're talking specifics, I'd actually have to say maws. Because they're like a frostbite and a barricade put together. Like, that's super interesting and cool to me. I don't use them nearly as much as I should, but overall, the concept of that that barricade is easily some of the more interesting stuff for me.
Yeah, I mean, like there's no denying.
Yeah, I like especially like the barricades, like the arcane barrier. Even though it is easily one of my least liked in terms of use, it's still an interesting barricade. You know, it's still fun to play with every now and then, especially with the new shard that they put in C7.
Oh, definitely. No doubt. I actually switched, you know, I was going through the Xbox grind, pardon me, trying to get up to Chaos 7, and I'm finally like, you know what, I got all these heroes. I'm just being silly not using them, you know, so I switched to, in Chaos 6, I switched to Maul Walls, and then added to the EV2 as well for reflect beams, and it like instantly, it was like flipping a switch. It was like, oh my god, this is so much easier now, you know, instead of just getting steamrolled every single map and, you know, just struggling to complete wave 3 or whatever. Was able to jump into the, you know, the wave 5 losses if I lost.
It was a EMP kobold that decided he wanted to take the long route. He went after me, missed, and went around the entire map and hit the core.
I saw that on the mini-map. It's funny how they do that sometimes.
Yeah, if you actually taunt one on the side of Crumble Bulwark and then jump off, it starts just doing circles in the middle of the air as it slowly goes to the void.
I'm going to have to try that out.
If we get it, I will definitely remember to taunt and jump off so you can see it. It's a lot better when you can actually watch them rather than just watch the mini-map.
Oh, yeah. So one of the things that actually isn't on the list, but one of the things I just wanted to ask is what's your stream schedule?
I actually stream noon to just right before 5 o'clock Eastern. You know, because I am part of RQA, I have cut back a little bit on my streaming just to help test, make sure the game is becoming better overall, trying to make sure that, you know, make sure it's better overall for the entire community. So I used to stream quite a lot more, but I kind of took a step back so I could help out with this as well.
Yeah, well, it's it's a big commitment. One of the challenges that I've always faced with those sort of situations is just, you know, doing your best to separate when you're streaming and when you're in any sort of playtesting environment, because obviously there's beans that you just can't spill.
Yeah, it is extremely difficult. So far, I've managed to not, and I would like to keep it that way. But if it gets to a point where I'm actually worried, I would probably end up just stopping RQA just so I don't cause any issues with that.
Right. Well, I mean, that's understandable. I did that. I was in the real early testing with Orcs Must Die Unchained and was one of the few approved streamers at the time, and it was definitely difficult. Danny doesn't return my phone calls, so I don't have to worry about that. He's like, no, we're not having you. He's one of the few love me some Danny though. Not to bash on you there, Lalta, if you're still chillaxing there, is Danny's one of the only trendies that knows where YouTube is found on the Googles. So Isom will swing by once a year, but Danny actually comes by my YouTube streams fairly often.
Yeah, he was actually talking about that. I mentioned that I was going to be on the Invitational, and he mentioned that, and I'm just like, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. At first, I think, when he first showed up, because he doesn't have any, like, official title or anything on YouTube, I see this, this was like a year ago, probably a year ago, and I see this guy, I Am Danny, in chat, and it's like, man, this guy really knows a lot about this game. I wonder who he is, I was thinking he was just some long-term player. And then I kind of put two and two together, and I'm like, well, hold on a minute. You're not, like, the Danny, are you?
Yep.
Everyone needs to just show Lalta where the YouTubes is found on the Googles. Lalta's been doing a great job with everything. He's been very, very active in the community, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's been really nice seeing Lalta get involved with it. It's been definitely a lot more active. I've noticed him a lot more active on the Discord, which is nice. It's extremely nice.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole point of Discord, really. I mean, besides just having the community, the reason we all join the trendy Discord is because we want to talk to trendies,
Yeah.
That was the whole reason that I got rid of my Discord and merged it, with the official DD2 Discord, because, I mean, if you have an opportunity to talk to any of the devs right there, I mean, how do you not take it?
Oh yeah, I generally lurk in there, but I will every once in a while pop up and say something. But I generally keep an eye on what's going on in there, just in case something catches my eye and I need to speak up about it, or if Excellent decides to all of a sudden mention me out of nowhere.
Yeah. I do the same. I lurk quite a bit in there. I read through just about everything, and except the times when it gets just super spammy. But I think Excellent and Sidewalk have the streamer end of DD2 represented in Discord enough where the rest of us can happily lurk away.
Yeah, I think it's fairly safe to say that.
No, Blitz. What are you doing? Cat wants to jump on me all of a sudden, just randomly out of nowhere. Sorry, dude. Oh my god. He's having one of those moments. Alright, come on. Come on. I got a cat that thinks he's a dog, and if he doesn't get his playing fetch time in and everything else, he gets quite feisty.
Yeah, I know, right, Side? That cat is talkative. Mine just comes over and starts bumping against the mic like, hey, pay attention to me.
It's, it's my own fault, too. It's a little Siamese cat, and he was kind of the runt. And when he was a kitten, I mean, there's not a kitten in the world that's not cute, I mean, they're all cute. And I would let him sit when he's really, really tiny, and I would let him sit either actually on my arm or on the desk right there next to it. And then I stopped letting him sit up there when he started hitting keys. It's like, all right, it's time for you to go to the little kitty bed.
Yep.
But yeah, he wants to get in on the action.
Yeah, I can't blame that cat.
Wants to play some DD2. Though my wife a couple nights ago asked about DD2, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I've been trying to get you to play this game for 3 years. I mean, if she plays it, I'll be stoked, you know, but she doesn't want to. She says she feels intimidated to play it with me because I'll be mean to her. It's like, oh, come on.
Mean? No, there's nah. Overall, this community is so helpful. It's extremely helpful.
Oh yeah,
overall.
no doubt. No, she thinks I personally will be mean to her while she's playing.
No.
It's like, give me a break, you know. Everyone's learned that life lesson. You don't be mean to the wife. That's just how it is.
No, you only make that mistake once.
Oh yeah. So do we have ample overkill?
Yeah, we definitely
Absolutely. I keep forgetting to switch back to the EV. I'm such a Monk fan too. My two favorites are definitely the EV and the Monk as far as active DPS. But I've just become so spoiled with that whole nuke Monk and the state of the heroic boost shards, you know.
Oh yeah.
That it's just hard not to auto switch over to the EV. Gobu says the cat will make a great member of the Legion one day.
As they all will. As they all will.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of switching heroes, let me just break out that real quick. I'm gonna fall for the trap and actually choose a randomized hero.
Oh, nice. I remember you sent that to me. It's a really fun tool. I actually I came to the realization that I was just throwing money away with my website. I just don't use it. I put everything on YouTube and I don't do anything with the website. But I looked over the last like 2 years, and the only activity I've done on the website is with giveaways. And it's like, alright, there's no point. So I just, when the hosting expired this year, I just took it down. But that is one of the things I missed, is I had that randomizer going on the website.
Yeah, a viewer by the name of Docs actually made that for me. He used to watch XGlen a lot, and he probably still does. And XGlen got the word out that I was looking for a randomizer program, so he made a web app for me, and it's got its little quirks. Like if you choose multiple things, it'll actually, you have a chance to roll duplicates. But I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, as simple as clicking a button to re-roll it again, it happens.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, that happens for sure.
So I'm and I forgot to switch to the heroes. Let's see, what did it pick again? Let's see here.
So do you have a special build you want to get featured here today?
Yeah, I could do some LSAs with protons and ramsters.
Nice, very nice. Well, do you have a map preference for that one, or does it not matter?
I messed with it on sewers and Dead Road. I prefer Dead Road with it, but we can try it with any of them if you want.
Okay. Well, we'll do that next then. I like to try to clip a build each week and have it be the featured build of the week. And you know, it's always fun to see different stuff. You know, instead of using just the, you know, I mean, we all have done the grind and have used the same, you know, metas and flavors of the month over and over again. It's always nice to see some fun new stuff.
Oh yeah. This was actually one of the randomized builds that I got, and I ran it with a barricade just for the first time, and then after I realized how potent it was, I was just like, okay, yeah, we can run this without barricades. And then every once in a while I'll just choose to run that, and it'll just be a completely, it's so funny because it's got two different sources of drenching, because I do run water elemental on my barricade, or not barricade, my proton beams, and so if they don't get frozen, they get shocked. So it's always really nice.
Oh yeah. All right, Dan, have a good one. Dan's got some RQA madness he needs to attend to here today.
Yeah, I'll be joining him in a little while after we get done.
I figure we'll do that one. I know you've got some things to do. We'll do that run after this one, and give me something to clip for YouTube with some links over to your channel and everything. For those that have not yet, make sure you head on over there. I couldn't get an active link on the screen, but it is show's channel is right there on the picture. So Streamlabs is going to be doing some interesting, or actually has already implemented in beta some interesting things that'll give us some options for doing some things on screen, which will be kind of cool.
Yeah, they also Twitch recently did some new extension stuff. I've already got one enabled for Streamlabs, and it's actually really interesting. Like my bot, I no longer need to use my bot for currency because it's in there, and it gives the reward by just watching rather than, you know, being active in chat and stuff, which I find a little bit more rewarding too. Oh,
absolutely. Well, not everybody wants to, you know, I mean, I'm a lurker. I lurk streams every day. You know, and I'm, you know, sometimes I'm active in chat, sometimes I just want to kick back and watch, you know. And, you know, it allows those people to earn some of those loyalty bonuses too.
Yeah, there's some, but yeah, they've added some really nice things. I actually switched over to their BitBoss this week because the one I was using actually kind of sort of broke. It no longer kept in proper frame. And so I had to quickly set up and get that one correct. Monday, or not Monday, when did they release that? It was like the day they released it, like the day afterwards, mine just completely broke and would not work anymore. And I'm just like, well, this is my fate.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. What's going on there, Quicksilver? That's a slow process. This is, what I think this is the third DD2 Invitational I've done over here. So it's going to take a little while for all the YouTube people to be aware that it happens and come over and check it out. But also just being in between updates, there's not as many active DD2 viewers at the moment. And as soon as
we're gonna have to see if we get Zapper. You might want to get prepared to watch.
Yeah. Gonna take him down right there. Oh, there he is. Ah, look at him go.
He's gonna be stuck like that for a while.
That's ridiculous. That was awesome.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, by the way. That was just bad timing.
What do we got here? Oh, there's another McDougars.
Hopefully that didn't send a legendary to your tavern.
No, I didn't have anything drop from that.
You should have from Zapper, at least.
Well, yeah, I think there was a couple of blues or something, but nothing nothing to write home and tell Mom about, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Blitz. Kitty's being OP today. It's actually about the same as what my YouTube streams have been lately, Quicksilver. I haven't had any streams over 100 viewers in about a week. Yeah, it's because it's in between updates. I mean, that's just how it is. People come back.
Also a lot of people are actually starting school too, so A lot of people can't stay up nearly as late as they used to during
Oh
the
yeah.
summer.
Well, I mean, school's starting for every streamer of any level has a big impact.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about it.
Like mine got cut to where I normally get like 2 to 3 viewers now, and I was used to getting like 10 to 20.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. I just do this Friday invitational there, IHOPs. Every Friday after the trendy stream, I'll have a different member of the DD2 community on here. So yeah, just getting going with it. Uh-oh. Do you want this to be the one, or do you want to skip this one? Blitz is going to scream at us the whole time here, it looks like.
I just... This is never a good one for barrier. Let's skip this one.
Alright, yeah, it's all good. I mean, you get a special build you want to show off. I don't want you to have to do it on a map you don't like, you know?
Well, I mean, I can tolerate it. It's just, this map is atrocious for barrierless stuff.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
I probably should stop trying to DPS the enemies and let them just do the core. I just went in to kill everything.
Yeah, it happens. We all do it.
Knowing my luck, we're about to get Bastille again.
That's usually how it works. Yeah, little horn.
Oh, this one will be doable.
All right. So here you go, guys. It is the show featured build of the week. Gonna bust out the hotness for us here. Nah, it's my Steam, Light Rain. That's why I have to go offline all the time. The messages start coming. Everybody, I'm sure 3/4 of the chat tabbed over to their Steam to look. It's that sound. Damn you, Pandinator. Pandy's got some fun builds too, but got the Ramsters.
Right. This one's gonna be interesting. I hope they don't get disabled right off the bat, because that usually is going to be a problem if so. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how we can go here with it. So what do you have on those Ramsters?
I have... Let's see. Ramsters, I have Deadly Strikes, Power Transfer, and Crit Damage on a medallion.
Very nice. That's kind of the power trifecta these days.
Yeah. For the LSAs, I'm actually running Crit Damage, Power Transfer, and Vampiric Empowerment instead of Deadly Strikes.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't really like the extra range that the Lightning Strike gives. So with Deadly Strikes, so since Power Transfer is affected by Vampiric, I'd greatly prefer that.
Yeah. I always use the range on it. I'm just addicted to range, but most of that range goes wasted. You know, it's you can get them so large, which, you know, I'm not complaining there, Trendy, don't get me wrong. But, you know, if you go full out range and, you know, have max gambit and deadly strikes, you do have a lot of range that goes wasted on those for sure. Yeah, I thought he wanted some of the Legion's fish there, Gobu, but looks like he's got food in his bowl. I think he just wanted to say hi. He heard Gobu was here and wanted to come chat, you know.
Always a good excuse.
The last I heard, the small cats are one thing that the Legion won't eat. And then I'm assuming you got Frosty going on those protons?
Frosty and Water Elemental.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Even though it's a discontinued shard, it is so fun with LSAs.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a fun shard period. I'll be excited when that one comes back. I've got a couple of them, but I get criticized pretty heavily when I use them, so I try not to. But it is ridiculously fun shard.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Everybody's going to love that one when they can get it again. That is for damn sure.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is, yeah, it's unobtainable, but, you know, so is, like, you know, like shards that are actually even more powerful than that. Lightning Touch. Radiant Power is extremely strong.
Oh, yeah. Radiant Power was the must-have back in the day of the Nimbus.
Yeah, I remember the first day I got that, and I was like, okay, well, let's see what it can do. And then I went into a C2 match with people building Nimbus and just stood by the Nimbus and went, oh God.
Oh yeah, that and it stacked as well. So if multiple people had it. You could have a little dance party on your circle of Nimbus bases as they just wrecked everything. Maybe there, Quicksilver. We'll have to see how things are going tomorrow. We've both been, Side and I both been very busy boys. I got kind of overwhelmed when DD2 first launched, and I still, to be honest with you, have not finished with all of the tutorials and hero spotlights and everything. It was just, you know, you've got 100 videos to make. Okay, go. And it takes a long time, you know, when you look at 5 or 6 hours for each one. Oops, sorry.
All right.
Sitting here snoozing on you.
No, it's all good. The main thing we're going to have to worry about is the Berserkers. That's it. Everything else should be taken care of fairly well.
I like it. I love Ramsters. I mean, Ramsters are such a powerful tower, and the Kobolds or the Kobolds, pardon me, are 100% why people don't use them as often as they should. But
Yeah.
it's that tower that has no counter. I mean, the Cobalt is its only counter. So, I mean, Chaos 1 through Chaos 7, go ham, you know?
Yeah, it's honestly one of the stronger ones, along with flamethrowers. I tell a lot of people who, you know, complain about things, I'm like, you do realize you can, in theory, get through C1 to the end of C6 using Ramsters and flamethrowers as your main DPS.
Absolutely.
Because they pierce geodes and vanguards and their tower, so they, you know. And even then, you can, in theory, just, you know, build C7 with towers. You just have to be creative with it and also make sure the Kobolds go down as soon as possible.
Yeah. So what kind of upgrade priority you want?
The first Lightning Strike would be a good one, along with, like, Proton a couple of times. That way it can get closer to just instantly one-shotting some of the smaller stuff. After that, it's pretty much fair game on the LSAs, Ramsters, and Protons.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely getting the job done. I mean, we didn't get even remotely pushed. And, I mean, with a lot of these Wallace builds, it's all about Wave 1. You know?
Yep.
If you can make it through Wave 1, then a lot of times you'll get enough power out there to get the job done. But this is wrecking it.
Yeah, that's... Like, this is one of my preferred things to do is, like, barrierless. Like, I love barrierless builds because it It's extremely challenging to make sure you've got the protons in the right area where you won't have to worry about it as much, especially over a long area. But once you do that and you start, you know, after you get it figured out on, you know, the rough area that you need to do, it's one of the most fun builds to do.
Oh, definitely. Oh, the Nimbus is nowhere near awful. There, Beth. I mean, the Nimbus is one of the strongest single target towers in the game.
Yep.
It's a beast. I use them. I don't use them as often as I'd like, but I do use them. It's actually one of, you know, I mean, I really like the slimes, so it's hard to say that it's my favorite Dryad defense because the slimes are the slimes. I was a Terraria fan too, and nothing owned me more trying to play that on expert mode than slimes.
Yeah, the I used to run a build with Nimbus and Flame Aura because they pair together so well, and there wasn't much that could stop that thing. It was slightly terrifying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was trying to short it up to something there, and I didn't want to call you King. King would have been the obvious choice. That, and then the protons, of course, get that that funny double stacking from power transfer when you upgrade them, since they're treated like a 20 DU defense.
Yep.
And oh my god, I mean, that just makes them so powerful.
Yeah, it's slightly terrifying at times.
And then when you add the Frosty in the mix with the CC, oh man, just good stuff. Yeah, slimes are beautiful, I would agree. Yeah, there's a legendary version of it, Quicksilver, I just don't have it. My guess is if you pop on your EV, you'll get it on the first run. Just so you can laugh at me. But this is, since the update hit this week, this has got to be like probably the 50th run I've done with the EV out, and I haven't gotten one yet. Oh, we all get our shards that we have the issue with. I know Deadly Strikes was an issue for a lot of people back at the beginning. I, for one, was almost Ascension 200 before I got my first one.
Let's not talk about Deadly Strikes.
Yeah, it's just so elusive, you know?
I had the opposite problem.
Oh, you have lots of them?
I have close to 30 right now.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of them now. My problem now, and part of it is having the C7 gear kind of overwriting the need for defense speed. But I've got so many defense rate shards. I think I've probably got about 50.
Yeah, I've actually started selling those.
I'm going to start doing the same. Currently, the only, you know, of course, you know, you don't get anything for selling a shard, but if you sell the shard pack, you know, or you don't get as much for selling the shard. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but
you get like 10 gold per shard, and then like 150 or 200 per shard pack. Right.
So the only shard packs I'm opening right now are C3 and C4, and really C3 I probably don't really need to be opening anymore. But I'm right at that limit where, you know, I've got 40, I think I'm back up. I cut it down to 22 heroes, and now I'm all the way back up to like 46 or something like that. And I've got Deadly Strike shards for everybody. But I do find myself having to swap power transfer every now and then, where I need a couple of more. You know, now I've got a bunch of power transfers, but, you know, there's just never enough.
Yeah, I've got that problem right now. Like, power transfer is actually my Deadly Strikes.
A little elusive for you?
Extremely elusive. I think I've got like 10 total.
Be the king. Oh, I see. I can never figure out what those license plates said either. Yeah, it's definitely a strong build, though. It's just steamrolling everything.
Yeah, It does things.
Multiple Slakelion spawns now, and nothing even coming remotely close to being a problem.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Well, I mean, you get to that stage with any game, though. I mean, once
Oh yeah.
you've grinded it out and you've got the best stuff that you can get, you know, you're gonna steamroll the content.
Yeah, I'm definitely not, like complaining about it at all. It's there's some very interesting things that I know are coming towards DD2's way, and that I am definitely looking forward to it. That's pretty much all I can say.
Right. Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it's been being teased for so long. I can't wait to get some information, you know, on what exactly is going to be coming. You know, of course, in true trendy fashion, we'll get that in multiple waves of being slightly teased a little bit at a time, you know.
Yeah.
The talk now alt is not necessarily the next chaos tier, but the next game mode. So we know that this is not end game. This is not where it's going to be. And the next game mode should bring us closer to that.
Yeah, they've been teasing the new game mode for quite some time. It's going to be good. I can promise that.
Yeah, it'll definitely be exciting to see. I just can't wait for it to come. You know, I find myself logging. You know, even when I'm just kicked back playing a game on my own, I constantly find myself logging back into DD2 for just one more run. You know. And I'll be excited to see when it gets here. For certain. Let's see how this does. Ah, I didn't hit him. Didn't hit him square.
Yeah, that's why I was just sitting here holding mine, like not gonna stop him.
Two charged shots. It seems like gets it done. I mean, if you had a little monk pet running around with you, that would be one, I'm sure.
Yeah, and yeah, Light Rain, you're absolutely correct. It would only extend it for a little while. It wouldn't give us something else to, really just be able to endlessly grind. So I'm really excited that they are going to be releasing an endless mode.
I mean, we all know that. If Chaos 8 came right now, all of the current Chaos 7 grinders would beat Chaos 8 the first day.
Yep.
No doubt about it. I mean, within even a solid chance it could be within the first hours of it being released. So, I mean, Chaos 8 is definitely not the answer. You know, the next game mode will be for sure.
Yeah.
So that was it, guys. That is the featured build of the week right here from Show. If you haven't already, get on over to his Twitch channel and follow him. Putting in a lot of time with the RQA, so making the game better for all of us, and we all thank you for that. That's for sure.
Oh, no problem at all.
And thanks for joining me today. It's good to have you. I know this is the first time we've talked in actual voice.
Yeah. Sorry about the little glitch with it, but
it happens. I mean,
it happens.
Real life is real life. Unfortunately, we can't live in video game world all the time, We require those things like power and internet connections. But anyway, once again, thank you all very much for swinging by, and thank you for all the new followers. I apologize I didn't mention you as you were popping off, like I normally like to do. But I do appreciate it, and we'll be back every Friday right here on Twitch after the Trendy Friday Fun or the Trendy Dev Streams, depending on which those are each Friday, of course. But thank you all once again, and we'll see you next time.
All right. That's it.